Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to my garage. Today is kind of like episode 2.5 of the Powerstroke build slash swap install here. So if you remember last time where we left off on the last video, we just got the injector cups installed, but I didn't get the injectors in. And I said I was going to save that for another episode. This is that episode. So I got a little package here in the mail the other day, and I was gonna just put new O-rings on the stock injectors and put those in, but I ended up making a little decision, and I went ahead and I ordered some parts. So first part we got here, PHP Hydra. I'm gonna need this to control these injectors that I ended up getting. So the good old guys over at 1023 Diesel actually had a very nice conversation on the phone with Dusty. If you need any kind of diesel help or questions about performance tuning, Dusty is the man to talk to. He was actually incredibly intelligent. So this Hydra that he sent me is actually unprogrammed. You can see here that it hasn't had the seal on it broke yet. And the reason being is my ECM has been replaced. I don't know what the tear tag on it is, so I don't know what program I'm going to need. So Dusty said when I get to a point where I can actually get the truck powered on, I can get the ECM powered up, he's going to actually walk me through step by step on how to pull the ECM calibration out, and then he's just going to email me the programs that I need. So we'll get to this a little bit later. That's going to go along with some of the wiring modifications and upgrades that I'm going to have to do to get this whole harness working for what I'm intending on doing. So one of the cool things here about ordering the injectors, then sending your cores in, because I actually still have all my old injectors sitting right here. If you were to just throw those in a box, ship them off, if that box were to get torn open and your cores fall out, you could end up losing your core. So they give you this box. All the injectors are individually packed up here, which is going to be nice because now I got boxes to ship my cores back, and I know they're going to be safe. They give you a return label and the core return sheet. So basically fill out some info, put your injectors back in the box, put the new label on it, ship it off, and everything's good to go. Plus they also gave me a pretty cool full force diesel window sticker. So find somewhere to put that. May add it to my little collection here of stickers that I've been getting as I go. Kind of just sticker bomb in my chemical cabinet here. So if you're not familiar with how these injectors get shipped off to you, if you've never ordered them before, it's actually pretty cool. You give you this box, and inside of the big box you have 8 individual smaller boxes. And from here, each injector is placed into bubble wrap. And then sealed into a Ziploc bag. So it kind of makes it really nice for sending your cores back because they're going to be dirty. They're going to have old oil in them. You will actually get penalized by the shipping company if it leaks through the box. So pretty cool way of sending injectors in both directions. All right. So here you can see the differences between the new injector and the old stock injector that we're going to be replacing. So identically the same in initial looks. The main differences here, this stock injector is an AB code injector, meaning this is a split shot injector. And again, they're rated at 120 cc injector. They're staged. The first shot is 30 cc, the power delivery is 90 cc's. This replacement injector, the ones I chose, this is a 205 cc injector with an 80% larger nozzle. Now, the nozzle, you're probably not even going to be able to see it on the camera. Inside this portion of it, there's 7 tiny little holes. On this injector, those holes are 80% larger than the holes in this injector, which will allow the fuel delivery to happen quicker. So we're getting more fuel quicker. That's where we need that PHP Hydra to control how much fuel is going to be injected and when. So that way we can actually run these injectors. The stock computer, if I put this injector in and try and run it, it's going to think it's running this injector. It's just going to be dumping way too much fuel in. So the install on this here is going to be pretty simple. We're going to just install it pretty much a reverse of how we took it out. And we just got to make sure that they're fully seated and torqued. Okay, we have our injectors here all ready to install. I've given this one just a quick wipe down just to make sure we didn't have any contaminants or debris on it. We're going to give a light little coating of oil to the O-rings. And again, one of the key important steps here, you want to make sure that you still have your copper washer on here. Now, Full Force Diesel, the company that manufactures these, rebuilds them, is nice enough to put all the O-rings on, everything ready to go. So all you have to do is pull the little protective cap off of the nozzle, put a little bit of oil on the O-rings, and then install it. So it's going to be the exact reverse of how I put it on. You want to make sure you have your injector connector pointing upward, push the collar up to have it slide over that bolt, and then you just kind of give it a little wiggle to get it in place. And then we're just going to go through and tap this down with a rubber mallet to seat it. All right, and now that is fully seated. You don't got to get crazy tapping that thing in. You don't want to damage the solenoid. Now, from there, we're going to put just a light little bit of oil on the threads of our retaining bolt. And then this bolt gets torqued down to 10 foot-pounds. It's very important that you torque all this stuff when it's going back together. Now, I like to just use basic hand tools and just kind of seat everything just so I can get a good feel of how it's going in. And then once that's seated, we'll switch over to our torque wrench. So right now we're on inch pounds, so I can actually do 120 inch pounds. If you do the math, it's 12 inches per foot. 12 divided by 10, excuse me, 12 times 10 is 120 inch pounds. So same math. Okay, this one here will be for good measure. So we want to do our final torque in one smooth sweeping motion. All right, so 120, and then I like to make it beep twice just for good measure. All right, so we got that there. Now we need to get the oil spout reinstalled back in here. And that's going to be that little 5mm Allen head that goes on the top. And that's going to be torqued to 108 inch pounds. So same thing here, we have a cleaned oil spout. We're going to just put a little bit of oil on the threads. And then again, the spout, it has this kind of angled opening to it, and then the spout points downward. The angled opening goes toward the injector. And again, we're going to use a little ratchet here to just snug everything up. And then with our torque wrench set at 108 inch-pounds, we're going to go back and retorque this down. And to make it beep twice. All right. So now that we got the basic idea on how to install the injector, I'm just going to go ahead and time lapse this and get the other 8 installed. Alright, so now we got this bank of injectors all done and tight. We got all the oil spouts in and tightened down. So again, 10 foot-pounds or 120 inch-pounds, 108 inch-pounds. Most important thing on there, you don't want any of that stuff coming loose while the engine's running. It could be quite catastrophic. All right, and there we have all the injectors installed. So pretty much ready to get the wire harnesses back in, get the valve covers back on. But we got quite a bit more to do first. So tune in on the next episode where we're going to be taking everything off of this front cover. And we'll go through the steps of how to do that. So that'll be kind of an interesting thing to do. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of My Garage. I know it was kind of short, putting injectors in. I know there's thousands of videos on YouTube, tons of information to do it. So really nothing super exciting, but kind of an important thing on this step of doing it. So again, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you on the next episode.